folks in your business. They see you trying to make it, trying to find a way up better living.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Stryngz, and I'm rocking with Talk to Him TV. You know I like to talk to him.
You feel like you ain't really nobody.
So what's going on, Stryngz?
What's happening? What's happening?
If you can go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, let them know what you do, who you is. So.
Ooh, what do I do? Okay,
how would you describe yourself to somebody that ain't never met you before?
All right, bet. What's up, y'all? My name is Stryngz, and I got that name because I pull strings. And in this industry, I work with independent local artists at this point now, pretty much a plethora of everybody who needs a little development, coaching, plugging them into just getting to where they need to be in whatever field that is that they're in.
So, you just you don't have your own specific artist that's like yours?
Yeah, I do. From time to time, like right now I'm working with one artist, her name is Ebony. Typically it depends. Sometimes I've had 5 artists, the most I done had is 7. And it's not a management situation, it's just each person can individually pick out, what length of time that they want to work with me or they want me to work with them. So it's not like no contractual agreements, none of that type of stuff. It's just pick your poison and let's get it doing.
I see on your page that you work with a lot of artists though.
I do.
I seen you was with Yungeen.
That is my nephew. I love him. I love his spirit. Plus his birthday is February 12th, like mine. Aquarius.
I'm the 6th. Yeah,
that's what's up. Remember, I just told you it gotta be the vibe. I gotta have that aura and that. Yeah. So shout out to us Aquarius.
Yeah, we the best.
But yeah, Yungeen Ace, I love him. He's so his story it touched me because when you are somebody who's been in trenches and been through struggles and you really got a quest for a dream to do something totally different than everybody expected of you. Mm-hmm. That's what draws me into those type of people.
So I mean, so basically you hand on hand with Yungeen.
Well,
not like hand in hand, but y'all cool.
Yeah, he trip out every time.
How you feel about everything going on? I gotta ask you, going on with him and Fulio. All right, let me ask you this: is it fake beef? Because a lot of people.
Nah, it's not fake.
See, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people try to say they staged it to make money.
Nah, it's not fake, but at the same time, it's stuff like that be influenced by fans. Mm-hmm. And then, the artists feel like they got to keep it going because they got to keep their fans in tune. Because, look at what's happening. People dying, going to jail, indictments, RICOs, all that type of stuff. So you don't really want to necessarily attach yourself to that. And a lot of times you try to pull away from it. But, the internet, the fans, and the people pull you back in. So, but at the same time, Ace is my boy. I'm going to just say that again. Ace.
So... All right, so with how I felt how long you been working with Ace?
I met him. Okay, so I met Yungeen Ace back in I want to say 2019 through my girl MK during 104.5 The Beat. They used to do a meet the artist type thing. Yeah. And so she would bring a collective of tastemakers in the industry in, and we do the little meet and greets for them and whatnot. So my persona, aura, we linked, we vibe. I linked up with them that year, but we didn't necessarily follow through with anything. Me and his manager used to talk, but and then this year is when Cinematic hit me up. Their his label hit me up, and they wanted me to do some footwork for him. So, and me and him, he know I am. I seen him out in public, but we never really worked. But he knows what's up? I'm rocking with Stryngz, the hardest in Florida. At that time, we had never really did work, but it's manifestation. So and we did it. I went out there. Put the little posters and flyers all around his little hood, what it's called. Dang, I got a mind block right now. His hood.
Yeah.
Put the stuff around there.
I can't even think of the name of it.
It started with an M.
I can't think.
But yeah, put the stuff around his hood, and he was just it touched him to see that the people from his area, were just in tune and wanted to be a part. Because I had some of them putting up posters and stuff too. Because you got to show the organicness of it, not just some facade of, this is a bought situation. No, you want to show that people are genuinely, truly connecting with the situation.
Right. So you actually be getting out there. Because I see that. Well, I ain't going to ask you that because I've seen it. So, but you be actually out there in the streets, you know what I'm saying, putting posters up. You go out there and network. So.
For sure. I believe in face-to-face, building relationships. I get dirty. I'm the boss, the worker, the teacher, the student, all that, So, yes, I took a little break from it because it does get tiresome when you're doing it by yourself. But I've now, employed some interns and got them on my team. So we'll see how that's starting. But for the rest of the year, I'm just like chilling on the street promo and stuff because it does get like exhausting.
No, that's one of the hardest part of the industry though is the promo. I mean the street promo.
Yeah, and a lot of people tried to phase that out and say that guerrilla marketing and street marketing wasn't where it's at. But nah, you really got to pull from every avenue, pour in all the ingredients to bake the cake. Right. So, and if I'm going into my hood store, you got some people who don't really be tapped into the local blogs or the internet and stuff like that. So they're not necessarily able to keep up with what's going on with where the latest album drop or, where the party's going to be. So you got to get out there and connect to where they go. They're going to go get their blacks. They're going to go get their blunts. They're going to go get their beer, all of that. So you go to the people. If the people can't come to you, you go to the people.
So, like, what's your main, I mean, we in Florida, so what's your main cities, though, that, like...
I would say my main cities, of course, well, Miami, Tampa, Jacksonville, Daytona, like, Orlando, of course. It's the hub, yeah. The main cities, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, and what you said, Colin, where you actually from?
I'm a Dalmatian.
That's my first time I heard that.
I'm a Dalmatian. I got spots everywhere. Like, I was born in Miami. Certain situations, we ended up being raised in Ocala. I've lived here. I went to college here for a little bit. Went to UCL. Shout out to you. Can't finish because I didn't, but that don't matter. Still here.
That's the first time I heard that too.
You can't finish. You can, but I didn't. But that's neither here nor there. That doesn't. Not to tell y'all not to go to college because it's school for you. Go to school. School just wasn't for me. And it was an academic scholarship, so I ain't stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But nah. I stay between Ocala and Miami because Miami is where I was born and raised to a certain part, and that's just I'm a city girl.
So that's how you ended up in Orlando because Orlando's so close to Ocala.
Right.
So
yep. It's kind of how during my high school graduating year, that was the time when UCF had picked us. Shout out to Dante Culpepper. We all went to the same school. We're from the same hometown, and a lot of them, the football players, they came over here. So then, the next class, it was like, oh, that's close. When you ain't really used to leaving too far from home, you want to y'all want to go away, but not too far away. Mm-hmm. So, Orlando was where it's at.
And so how long have you actually been in Orlando?
I done been here 3-4 times since I graduated. Yeah, I come and leave. That's why I say I'm a Dalmatian, so I done been everywhere.
But that's good to move around though. So, what is that like? What is like being a female that live that type of lifestyle? Because on the go, on the move, you in the streets doing promo, you know what I'm saying? Don't say you beautiful, so you have you know what I'm saying, dealing with a lot of men probably trying to, you know what I'm saying, get at you, trying to stay focused, and you know what I'm saying, what it's like for a female, because you have a lot of females that's in this business, but a lot of them, they in the business, but they do it on the weekends.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So
this is my full-time job, part 2. Because my first full-time job was I'm a mama. And, I just shout out to my kids because they are my biggest supporters. They down with it. I got my son, shout out to Honcho, he's a rapper. Sky, she do her thing, singing, out here hosting. Brooke, she's talented. JT, my oldest, he do engineering and stuff. But it's...
Hold on, wait. So all your kids in the business too?
They're musically inclined. I was rapping in 4th grade. I love music. I really love music. This ain't something I just, hey, I like that. Nah, I love music. But it's hard to a degree. But when you stamp yourself to a certain level of respect, nah, this is what it is. But at the same time, you got to go through the grunt work. You're going to go through betrayal, rejection. You're going to have to finesse, but I don't bullshit. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. If I don't, I don't. Right. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't, it's because you did something to make me not. But other than that, I enjoy being a woman in music, but a black woman in music. Because it's like being a trailblazer, and my interns are so, I'm like, God, I'm not that cool. They're like, no, what you doing is so,
I looked at what you're doing, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I gotta link up. So but because they was saying what you doing is it's you don't really see that too much because most females in the business, they usually rap, and then like the ones that is like in the business, they already like big.
Right.
It's very rare you get to actually see that process of
Right.
a black woman in the music industry that's starting off with locals trying to.
And that's my thing, because I've been an underdog, even though I done been. I'm popular before Instagram, before social media.
Mm-hmm.
I was prom queen, cheerleader, homecoming court, all that stuff. Like I've been drama club, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But like to do this is, I love the underdog. In lunchroom, I sat with the handicap, the short table.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a humanitarian.
That might be an Aquarius thing.
Yeah, I'm a big humanitarian, and I'm the voice of the unheard, and I know what it's like to, be overlooked. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me just find a way that I can help these people who don't get the shine or the spotlight or the attention, and put them in a way that I can just develop them and teach them and get them close enough to, the people that I got major resources. Mm-hmm. Like right now I work with Rap Plug, who's co-founded by Rick Ross. Mm-hmm. I work with my mixtapes. I work with QC's marketing team, Mr. 2 Official. Shout out to him for putting me on. So I've got a lot of big connections, and I use those connections to facilitate the work that I do, with the underground artists, to prepare them for a level of making it to those ranks one day. Now, if you can't make it, I'm going to tell you, you probably should stick to cutting hair. This ain't for you. Or maybe you should go behind the scenes or something like that. But for what it's worth, I really enjoyed it. Shout out to Tonii Boii. Tonii Boii was the last artist I worked with, and we had a relationship as friendship family before then. Yeah, I worked with him management-wise back in 2019 was
so that's the last time you managed somebody, besides the artist you got now.
Yeah, I don't manage though. That was the last time I managed, and I made a vow because our relationship was so genuine. I'm like, I ain't managing nobody else, because I hated to have to throw in the towel with that, But our relationship still is what it is. That's family. Get up, boosty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it just allowed me to sit back, take a step. I'm like, you got all these skill sets. You got all these resources. How can you combine all of this to work for you? Because this is my full-time job, remember, 2.0. So I needed to work for me to where I can eat really good, take care of my kids, my household, but enjoy what I'm doing, because passion comes first. I don't chase the paycheck, the passion comes. Because as you're doing your passion, it's going to exude, and everybody else going to see it. They're going to know what time it is, and that's what make people come. I don't got word of mouth. I don't really have to do no promoting, no marketing, because how I am with people, even if they don't advance to the next level, they're gonna tell somebody but when I was working with her, she took me from A to E. You know what I'm saying? So all good rapport.
So to try to that question. So you don't really the way it sounds to me, you don't really think it's harder for women. You just think you gotta just have.
You gotta have the passion. You gotta have the mindset, but you also, you gotta be diligent. Cause it's done been times it'll get to you. You know what I'm saying? And I've had my dark moments where I just was like, forget this, I can't, But then it's this is what you love doing, and you're so good at what you do, and now it's just I'm setting myself up to get to the level of the labels, to where I'm sitting in this is what we do. You know what I'm saying? To my name on the outside of the door type stuff. Right now, my name is on the lease, and I work from home or mobile, but nah, I love it. I wouldn't be doing nothing else. Music is where it's at. I've tried. I had a business, Stryngz and Things, doing that. I do my little, merch, but my passion is music and people. Yeah. So it just is perfect.
Yeah, I think that's good. That you know what I'm saying, you, your kid, you might have to do a documentary or something.
Oh, for sure. Yes, that would be dope.
But so all right, as you working in this business and you doing this, when was that moment that you realized that that's what I'm saying? Cause you said, you was prom queen, you went to college, you had other businesses. When was that moment that you actually said that this is what I'm gonna do? I'm out the music.
2013, I saw Mook Boy in a salon. It was a barbershop salon, and I was I wasn't a promoter, but I was a supporter. Mm-hmm. So it looked like to people that I was promoting, but I would always share everybody. I still do that to this day. I share everybody's stuff, because that's another form of networking and cross promote. But, so my hairstylist, shout out to Wendy Robinson, it's my girl. She was like, "You need to work with him." I'm like, "For real?" She's like, "Yeah, you know it." And so I talked to him. I was like, "Let me show you what I could do." Started working with him like on some. That was before like IG and the music, outlets got as big as it is now. But I was just showing him what I could do as far as like pushing him and on the online type and just utilizing my fan base or supporters or friends or social medias to like tap in. They're like, "Oh man, I didn't hear about him until you said it." Of course, people knew Mook Boy, but okay, now I'm getting these people to know you, the people that didn't. So that's how it tied. And I was like, I'm really good at this. But then some unfortunate stuff happened. I was going through some things, some dark times, some dark moments, and I kind of like faded. But I never lost my passion. I just had to regroup, get myself together mentally, financially.
I see that on your page. Like it was a post that you said it was a jail picture.
I went to jail. I've been to jail a few times, right. So I know what that's like.
Right. So
I'm a convicted felon. I say all this to inspire whoever gonna watch this to know don't let shit stop you, because nothing is stopping me. Like nothing.
So you used to have a whole different lifestyle. Cause you went to jail multiple times.
Yeah, I did, but the times that I went to jail wasn't like for necessarily a lifestyle. But the last time that I did was the last time that I'm going. Yeah. Because that was the defining moment for me to say, okay, you could be going to prison. You know what I'm saying? And my kids is the reason why I breathe. I ain't trying, like, I can't even eat the thought of somebody else raised in Brooklyn or somebody else having to give Skylar advice or somebody just, my boys, because all my kids, we like this.
Yeah.
I'm who they call. I don't care, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever. They coming to mama. So that's just that, because that's our closeness and that's how we are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been to jail like for battery, like petty theft when I was 19. No drug charges, no violent charges.
The battery,
you know what I'm saying?
Violent charge.
It wasn't violent. It was a simple battery. Let me tell you. So that battery was. I was pregnant with Sky. I was like 5-6 months. My ex-husband to be at the time, he hadn't pissed me off, and he came over and he was bothering me. I called the police on him, and he was doing something. And I just like did him like that. When the police came and I'm telling them what happened, and I told them that I did that. Do you know they took me to jail for that? Marion County. Don't ever go to Marion County. Ever. Don't ever go to jail in Marion County either.
That's crazy. But so,
ever.
Mm-hmm. Alright. But so I'm gonna stop it right there. So we're gonna go back. So you went to jail, you get out of jail. Like, before we go, like, what is that like for like a mother? Like, period. I mean, I know it's a lot of mothers that go through it because I got cousins, females and stuff that go through it. But I mean, like you say, you know what I'm saying? Like, for people that don't know, like, what is that like knowing that you got kids and you locked up as a female though?
Well, I could say I never spent more than 30 days. Because my 30 days was for a drop. It is.
One day in jail, and like how many?
I'm talking about the clock go.
Like 1 o'clock.
All right, so that time that I went which was the longest time. It was when my kids were like smaller. My bigger three, because I got 23, 22, 19, and then 11. So the baby wasn't born yet, but
so you had 3 kids at the time.
At the time I had 3. So I was telling my mama, because I was gonna let my mama keep him. I said, "Mom, tell my kids I'm going to Hawaii." I love and care about their feelings, and it mattered to me what they think of me. So I'm like, just let my kids know I'm going to Hawaii for 30 days. Man, I get out. We on the way back. We living in Tampa at the time. This is so funny, but not funny. We driving back. I think JT was like 9. Jaden was probably 8 because they 13 months apart. So we driving back. They bought me my car. I'm like, the kids in the car. I'm like, yeah, we driving. He was like, so I'm talking about, yeah, I was swimming with the dolphins. I ate pineapples. He just busted out. He was like, "Mom, we know you was in jail."
How old was he?
What? 9. Man, I started crying. I called my mom. I was like, "Why did you do this?" Because I care what my kids thinking, because I had it rough growing up. I'm not going to go too much into detail about how rough, but just put it this way. We bounced around from foster care to different family to all of that. So how I am with my children is to give them a life that I didn't get. So don't do that to my kids. But now when circumstances circumstances, you know, and they grew to understand like a lot of stuff that I did was on account of making sure that we good and this, that, and the other. But other than that, yeah, I ain't never spent no long time in jail. And, you know, this last situation, I fired the public defender, hired another lawyer. That lawyer was high all the time, fired him, got another lawyer. I beat my own cases. Like, I ain't gonna, I'm a mouthpiece. I think y'all could tell. But I was so, like, I had to make peace with God in the situation. I'm like, I'm about to go in here. I was defiant a little bit on some Malcolm X type stuff. I'm like, I'm not about to be all bound down to this judge, and I'm not finna kiss it, because whatever finna happen to me, gonna happen to me. I didn't want it to happen, but I talked to my girls, because at the time it was just the girls still with me. Right. And I'm like, whatever I'm about to get is just what the universe feel like I deserve. So that's what it's gonna be. So I stood up. I'm with the lawyer, and I'm like, he says, you know, do you have anything you'd like to say? And I'm looking like, fuck, I paid her for. Like, I don't need to be talking. But they wanted me to be remorseful, which I was. I tried to tell y'all that the last year and a half that we've been back and forth with this case. Again, my punishment did not fit the crime. Put it that way. It was a lot of this.
So you get out, then you like what? After you got out, what happened?
Okay, when I got out, I was only in there for like a few hours. I got out. Okay, then I had to face 3 years probation, becoming a convicted felon.
So you was probation for 3 years?
Half of that, because I paid all my stuff. I was like, I'm not doing. Y'all not locking me down to 3 years of felony probation.
You know what they say about Florida? Come on vacation, leave on probation.
Boy, listen. And then I was doing this, so like having to report and say, oh, I gotta be in this city. I gotta be in this city. I gotta show them flyers. I gotta show them. That's annoying. Like, it's like being babysat. But they know that this is really my job. And then you get the probation officers that are like on some real dickhead stuff, and it's just like you gotta really tuck your tail, because you know you under their jurisdiction. Okay, I was like, yeah, let me do what I gotta do to get off this early, because they give you the option to get off early. The situation was really $1,000 crime. I ended up paying over $12,000. That's how nasty Marion County is. And it's small. Y'all can look me up if you know my name. It's not no secret. My mugshots are there. I post them, Blase Squad. But it's like they really locked me down. But that time, I found the silver lining in it. Mm-hmm. It sat me down. It made me reevaluate, you know, how I was moving, you know, what I didn't want to happen. Because he said, I got 10 years waiting on you on the other side of that door. I'm looking at him like, he said, so you have nothing you want to say? I said, no. And I ain't say no, Your Honor, no, sir, because God sit up high. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, who told y'all to sit up there and think y'all God? That's just how I look at judges. Like, nah, we ain't doing that. Yeah. I believe in Jesus. So, you know, that happened, and he was like, I'm going to order you 3 year suspended, whatever, however they say the prison sentence, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. So, and he steady want me to say something. I'm not saying anything because I could literally sit up here and say something to you, and you still send me to prison, or, you know, give me a whole bunch of stuff, which you really did. But nonetheless, I'm free.
So, all right. So, in the music industry, like, you work with a lot of artists, though. Like, and like, what would be like your most accomplished moment, you think, so far? Like, you know, since you've been doing what you've been doing.
Man, I don't know. I would say just being recognized for the work I do.
No, I'm saying like we gotta have a moment.
I can't even think of
like somebody you met, somebody you worked with, something you did.
Y'all, let me tell y'all, if you know me, you know how much I am inspired by P from QC. I'm inspired by Diddy. These are people that really, really know me. They know that. 2019, no, was it 2019? November 2019, Revolt was in Atlanta. At the time, I'm like short on funds, but I got just enough money to get there. And then shout out to Laura Mason, dope publicist from South Florida. She gave me a band. Her wrist is way smaller than mine. Yep.
That's crazy. I was going
that right there. Yep. So, but earlier that week, I had said something to the effect of, P, I'm gonna meet you this weekend. And I'm big on manifestation. Like, I'm just letting y'all know that. So I had met Diddy one time before, but it was like a quick, I snuck in the back of Revo in Miami, shook his hand, came, he was like, well, Yeah, no, that because when I say I'm gonna do something like that, it end up getting done. So this particular weekend, I meet both of them at the same time, and as you can see, got them to take selfies, and they smiled on my selfies. But it was the thing that for like 8 months, P would see my DMs, he would reshare my stuff, he would never talk to me or say nothing, but he knew who I was because I worked for Too Official, which is his boy on QC's marketing team. Mm-hmm. So I happened to go there. I'm by myself. I got the wristband. I slid it up. You know the ones where they make it where you can't put it on once the person take it off. Yeah. God wasn't playing that with me. He let me slide it on. I get into there because I couldn't afford the big ticket that they was charging for that. But I get in and it's Studio B, Studio A. I'm like, dang, I wonder which one they in. Led me right to the studio that they was in. They was on the panel talking, and they got ready to come off the stage. I walked to the right side of the stage. They're walking, I'm walking. I stopped them. And I was like, wait. So people, I was like, it's Stryngz. Can we get this selfie? I'm confident like that. He's like, all right. So we take it. And Diddy was right behind. I was like, hold on. Yes. We do this selfie. I was like, and I just want to let you know that the first time on your Revo, I was homeless. I slept in my car, but I made it in. This is what I'm whispering to him as I take the selfie. And it just was that was a moment, because these are the people that I am inspired by and I aspire to be, like in a woman's form. But yeah, that was it. And then to top it off, this year, he told me happy birthday. On my page, P.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry, that was one of your big moments.
It's on my page. I ain't taking that down there. Yeah, that's one of my big moments, because it just shows that I'm out here putting it in and putting it in the universe. And I'm putting it in so much that I'm recognizable. My name, it's a household name. I'm not just local. Global, not local. Shout out to Cocky. Like I'm really known all over the United States. Like seriously, because I tap in, network, and I work with people, and I'm personable, and that's just what it is. And I'm not going to, you give a person something to remember, they'll never forget, and that's me.
All right. So, I'm going to kind of put you on the spot here, but that's what Talk to TV about. So, who, you don't work with a lot of artists. Like, who would you say was your favorite artist out of all your artists? I know it probably been cut somebody jealous, because
No. Like, Tonii Boy is my favorite artist that I work with. That's because we just have that relationship.
Right.
Yeah, so, and my working with him led to this. And when I stopped working with him, he pushed this new thing that I'm doing, the StryngzMe artist services, so much that it brought in people to me. So, that's my favorite.
Man, who's your worst?
I can't believe you did this. Oh my God, I can't believe you did this. All right. I can't.
I know. Wait.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Oh my God, you got me crying. Oh my God.
Even if anybody go look at your page, I gotta make sure y'all go check out Instagram, StryngzMe. But
StryngzMe.
Everybody, like, it's so many artists that you done work with or you done been around, you know what I'm saying? You just had the moments with. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to be somebody that you like was managing or working with. I'm just saying, like, out of all the artists that you
I can't do that. I can't do that.
All right, wait. So
you gotta understand, I have a face. My face in this industry is a reputable face for not being.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like messy or whatever. Like I even have to tell, like one of my artists, I ain't calling no names. One, I ain't gonna say he or she either, because if I do, then y'all gonna. One of my artists want to do some like messy stuff to go by. I'm like, bro, what? You can't work with me then, because that's not attached to me. That's not who I am. Yeah. I built my brand and my legacy off being like true, real, humble, non-messy, but I'm blunt too now. I will, but I just can't do that right here on this forum. I'm not gonna say that, because I have a couple.
All right. Is they local in Orlando?
You got me crying.
Oh man, look.
They're in Florida.
They're in Florida? Was it like, all right, we gotta try to get.
No, all right, I'm gonna break it down to you.
Look, so was it a moment with them, or is it like they
yes,
or?
It was a moment. It was an extended moment. Like, no, you're not getting it. It doesn't work like that.
I don't think I got no chance of you telling me.
I'm not gonna tell
I'm
you.
talking about like the fakest. Who you think the fakest?
The fakest artist?
Artist that you ever worked with.
Definitely not telling you the fakest. I like that though. I like that. I like that you trying. I like that you trying to get that out of me.
Oh man.
That goes against everything I stand for. No, sir.
So not even the worst artist that rapping wise?
No, I can't. Like, I like these questions. And I know I promised you a great interview, right? But those questions, cool. I can't do that to my. Do you know?
No, we always respect. We always respect the loyalty and respect. Though. Like you trying to build a brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't say at the same time.
I appreciate it, but just know that there is a worse. There is a fakest. There is a there are people that fit that category, but I am not at liberty to just disclose that type of information.
We always gonna talk.
I ain't talking to y'all about that though.
Yeah,
okay.
That's why it's gonna talk. So we try to get whatever the people.
I mean, but I feel like anywhere in any field in any industry, there's some fake, some worse, some this, some that.
I'm talking about you because you work with all these people. I know you said you ain't gonna tell us, but that's what I'm saying. At least we know.
You know, let me tell you some characteristics.
Nah, people gonna be inboxing you though after they see the interview. They're gonna be like, damn. You said you got a worse artist? What you mean? Like that one?
I'm not selling
it. But okay, at least we know Stryngz got a worse artist. So so we'll go back to the positive vibe.
Okay. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with the negative,
but so who do you think is your most talented artist that you like just been around? Like as far as you probably been in the studio or with the shows or and you just like, yeah, they must be doing it.
They're gonna think I'm being biased. Okay, my son, he's very talented. I'm working on getting him where he need to be. Like, so that's like a what did you call it?
How old is he now?
22.
So
but no, it's just he raw. Honcho, HONXHOO.
Full time?
No. So, but we gonna get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to see what level like he is. So he's still
he local. He in Ocala.
Okay.
But yeah.
He got music videos and stuff?
Yeah, he dope. So I'm gonna put you on to him too.
All right.
You're gonna like him. He's talented. It's just a matter of getting some structure and all this with some other stuff out the way type stuff,
All right.
But like I done sat in the studio with Tonii Boii. Like a lot of my Will the Trill, Ebony, I like her flow because she just like so different. You don't really expect it out of her. She's dope. But we've been working on her delivery and her flow, and I've been making her like, a lot of artists be like, I ain't like that beat or I ain't like that song. I did it anyway. Mm-hmm. So making her challenge herself. Billionaire Burke, he's raw. I like him because he's different. He's from like up north, but by way of everywhere too. Mm-hmm. Dang, I can't believe I don't got. Why I can't think of none of my artists right now that I don't work with.
Because you working with so many. I didn't see you play Bobby Fitzgerald.
No, I just met him though. I didn't work with him, but I met him.
But it's just, that I'm saying, it's just the fact that you like, you know what I'm saying?
I really like. I have a lot of artists that I work with, and I like a lot of artists. So, it's not. I'm not gonna attach myself to no BS. Mm-hmm. So the music may not have been BS, but the attitude, how they move, how they act, just they work ethic, stuff like that, just probably made it not to where it didn't work out with us. Mm-hmm. So that we never move, past that.
All right. So I mean, would you be in the clubs and stuff a lot, like you always in like. Cause you're a networker, so you like even if you're not going to the club, you still like you might be in front passing out flyers or anything.
I don't do that.
Huh?
I don't do that.
What?
Stand in front and pass out flyers.
Okay, well I'm saying like
I do. I mean I ain't saying I'm not privy to it, but I would put them on the cars and stuff like that when I was.
Yeah, so you just be on the scene. Though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But so, and it's Orlando, cause we hear this where we at. Like what you would say, like what like one of your best spots that you just like to be at?
I love Guilt. I don't go no more. You talking about clubs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
the old Roxy's.
Yep.
You know a lot of people sit there.
Oh yeah, the old Roxy's, Guilt. I like Guilt because I got a relationship with Bosco, Mike, all them boys over there that like run it. Shout out to y'all. I haven't seen y'all in a minute. I miss y'all so much. Shout out to Greg and Steve's. I forget his brother name. Anyway, them the parking lot attendants. They know me very well. So and whatever parking lot they doing, I get to go in for free. Like whatever. That's why I say you build relationships.
You want free parking?
They give me free parking. They be like, oh, what's up, girl?
They charge $20 for regular cars.
Now they let me go with, and they be like, oh, let her through the back. Like, but that's the part that I be trying to teach people when it's about building relationships. So you got to treat the janitor like the CEO and the CEO like a janitor. Like you got to give the same whatever, you know. So I treat them parking lot attendants like, what's up, y'all good tonight? You know, just even having a little conversation because a lot of times they don't get to talk. They $20, $5, and you get attitude. It's just their night is already a hectic night. So yeah.
But a lot of people don't think about that. A lot of people always think about it. You know what I'm saying? They try to.
I just love people. So
Yeah. They all right.
I set out. My goal in life is to set out to build some of the most like great bonded relationships. Like, you know, in my leasing office, I have an awesome relationship with my leasing office. You know, it's because I'm the one they always see and smiling. I come in, or I be like, yo, you know, somebody ran into the fence last night. You know, I be a crime watcher. I ain't no snitch about the crime watcher. But anyway, because, yeah, they let white people get away with a lot. Anyway.
So, you be like, oh, yeah, somebody hit the gate.
Let you know somebody hit that gate last night. But anyway.
You don't want the gate messed up, somebody gonna get in there now.
Yeah, they can get in. Anyway, that's another thing. Like, the gate, but you could walk right in. They could park a car right here, walk in, do what they got to do, and walk back out. But I'm not giving y'all no ideas. So don't go there.
But, so, what's the worst spot that you...
Ooh.
See, I don't know why I keep trying to hit you.
No, that's cool. I could talk about that. I don't care about that. That's not gonna...
You don't want to tell us your worst rapper?
I'm very sure.
I apologize for making you think about it, though, because I know they like you, they name.
They know, because even me saying...
Oh, so they know who they is?
Yeah, like, not like that, but if they somebody that I done had to... they know. They know. But at the same time, like...
I don't think they probably know they're the worst.
Okay.
But what's your worst spot, though?
My worst spot... I don't really like, too many, like, downtown clubs. I like Beecham, but I like Beecham when but see, I don't really got to sit in regular areas. I'm VIP areas and all that stuff. But, like, I want to say because I done been doing this a long time, so I don't be out that much unless it's work. But I hate the congestion. Like, I just want to vibe. So, yeah, downtown clubs. I like.
And then they got a lot of police.
Yeah. So it's just stuff like that. I miss my after hour spot though. I know a lot of y'all that remember back in 2013, Stryngz and Things on the trail next to God's Ice Cream. That was me. The after hours, that was the latest. That the male strip club people in the city told on and got me shut down. Technicalities, but nonetheless, I'm still here, never left.
So, like, all right, that's another thing right there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think that like the city of Orlando get a lot of love from like the high, like do you think the local people get enough attention?
I don't, because here's my thing. We got a lot of talent in Orlando. There's a lot of dope talent in Orlando. Shout out to the blog pages, our local blog pages. Shout out to Fourth Quarter, 954. I don't know if they're not local, but I want to shout out a few of the blog pages. Y'all go check them out because y'all need those pages to help put y'all on a outside of your local area. Fourth Quarter, QC Media, Duval Promo, Florida Up Next, 954 Pitch. Those are the platforms that y'all need to utilize to help get y'all from a local standpoint to where people are looking at y'all nationwide. Because y'all cities ain't gonna do it.
Talk to them TV too.
And talk to them TV. But when I say that, I'm talking about the online blogs. You do that too?
Nah.
But y'all still could talk to them.
I want to get into that though.
All right, you know that's like a nowadays that's the Say Cheese. You know, of course he does too, like the thing and this. Yeah. But what I'm saying is like those platforms that are online, you got $1 billion tool in your hand. Use that as much as possible. Your phone is where you can market, where you can make money, where you can make connections. So you want to use that $1 billion tool. And if y'all like me, y'all phone in y'all hand 25/8. Like I probably sleep 2 to 3 hours a night, and I'm back up on my phone or my computer or my tablet, and I'm just constantly viewing what's going on because I gotta stay abreast and hip to what's going on. So I like to get people outside their local demographic though. Yeah. That's one of my main things. I'm gonna take you from Ocala to Jacksonville to Tampa to West Palm Beach, you know, Hollandale, Fort Lauderdale, cause your city ain't gonna really do it for you, as we can see. Your city don't get behind you until you get up there, you get more buzzier. I posted that last night. You got a buzz, but they want you to be more buzzier. Then everybody like, that's hometown right there. Yeah. That's hometown. You know, look at Rod Wade. That's my boy too. Shout out to Rod. He another nephew. Yeah, that's 10. Shout out to Uncle D, Hit House, Pops, like all them folks over there. Shout out to Shot by iPhone. Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to the whole underground industry that went to the top and is going to the top. Y'all doing y'all shit.
See, that's what I'm saying. So with somebody like you gotta build something big for the underground. Like you gotta cause what you doing with the underground. Cause I see on your page, I know you got the whole Stryngz thing going. But I'm saying you know what I'm saying, you could do a lot with what you got going on.
Which is what, the other day.
You building and waiting on a secret moment.
To be honest, it's crazy that you just mentioned that because 2 days ago, I wore this barber I've been working with, celebrity barber. You know, people put celebrity on their shit when they do celebrity. That's cool. I try to get people to just do the work and let the work speak for it. You know what I'm saying? Cause I could put a whole bunch of accolades in my bio, but that don't mean nothing. So I just do the work and you can go look at it. You know what I'm saying? That's the action. Yeah. So, but this young dude, his name Major Cuts. He came to me through by way of my daughter and her friend, whatever. And I was just trying to tell him, you know, this is what you could do with your platform. If you're trying to go viral, you're trying to get more clientele, you know, do something virally, get it over to these blogs right here. And you know what I'm saying? So he's like, okay. He ends up doing Cut and Reese, a lineup in Walmart, but it was for a video shoot. So he sent me that, and he put it on the blogs. He so antsy, excuse me, y'all.
I just want you to feel like you ain't with nobody. Mama told me stay down, yeah, you gon' be somebody. Keep your head up on your shoulder and keep moving in silence.